say you wanna move overseas, fly to LA, play in Phoebe Bridges band if you can, and I think you should. And I can't seem to decide if I'm gonna be a mother or not. Will I have a child? Am I running out of time? Do you think you would like to be married one day? Buy a house in the hills and work, teaching at the university. And I don't know if I'll ever own my own home. Can I do this alone? Am I running out of time? It's hard to make plans when the world is so unwell. Yeah, it's hard to make plans when the world is so unwell. And I keep asking all the women in my life how they decided. They just say it all made sense, but nothing seems to make sense to me. I keep asking all the women in my life how they decided. They just say it all made sense, but nothing seems to make sense. And it's hard to make plans when the world is so unwell. Yeah, it's hard to make plans when the world is so unwell. Yeah, it's heard you say you wanna move overseas, fly to LA, play in Phoebe Bridges band. patient.
Wow. We are live from Studio 3. Deep in the heart of beautiful Ghana Yurta, we acknowledge the Ghana people as the traditional custodians of this country. We pay respects to Ghana elders, past and present, and acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded, always was, always will be Aboriginal land. And I want to also acknowledge the long tradition of story and song, expressing and maintaining that deep connection to country, and so fitting that we get to share that tradition a little bit tonight with the stories and songs of Naomi Keyte. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us, Andy.
And band, welcome.
Yes.
Thank you. yeah.
There
Step
they
up,
are.
step up. There they are. That song, Hard to Make Plans, just as a topical little COVID much, there's a little bit of that in there.
Absolutely.
But there's some wider, deeper stuff going on in there as well.
I guess I've distilled the song down to this sort of little mantra of making difficult decisions in challenging times. And I think that's something we can all relate to in this era that we're living in, I'm sure, in previous eras and previous generations, but particularly now I feel like it's really poignant and it's a complicated, complex time to be existing in. Yeah.
And a difficult time to try to stay connected as opposed to sort of just dissociating yourself from it all. And there's a deep vibe of connection with a lot of your songs. So look forward to exploring that tonight.
Thanks, Andy. That's so kind. Yeah, I guess I'll introduce the band before we move forward. Yeah,
please.
My name's Naomi, on the bass and on a Japanese guitar. I hope it's okay to call that Flick. Is that its name?
Nagoya harp.
Nagoya harp. That's a much better way of saying it. Thank you, Flick. Felicity Freeman on bass and Nagoya harp and a bit of vocals. And on drums, my old friend Kevin Vanderswag. Thanks for being here, Kev.
Thank you.
And on guitar and vocals, Django Rowe.
Thank you.
And on vocals tonight, we have Grace Mensforth.
Hello.
Yeah, that's us.
Fabulous. So, Hard to Make Plans from a forthcoming record. We might hear more about that later. And we're about to follow up with another one from the record, but we've heard this one as a single.
That's right, yeah. So we've released 3 songs from this forthcoming record. The next song we'll play, Gillian, was the second single that was released. And yeah, this is like a slightly upbeat tune. So we're going to sort of shift gears a little bit into a dynamic tune now.
Oh, ready to shift?
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous. Well, let's keep it rolling, lovely people. Beautiful sounds with Gillian.
I've picked the hard songs first, so I apologise to my band for that. But we're going deep in. All ready? 1, 2. Driving down south, faded vanilla, salt in my mouth, music in my ears. We will sing and sing until we cannot sing.
All right. So that one was a little nod to Gillian Welch. And this next song, Emmylou, has a pretty obvious nod to Emmylou Harris. I don't know how that came about. It just came about and I went with it. It wasn't intentional. This next song is a song about balance and about introverts and extroverts and how they interact, and you can take from that what you will, and you could apply it macro to an interpersonal relationship or macro to a social situation. Yeah. Yeah, Kev's going to do it. Kev.
Ooh. in a crowd of people. You get high along when you run. You stay up talking to the moon. And I wake up with the sun.
Nice one. Thanks, guys. I really love playing that song with this band. It just feels really easy and fun and joyful. So, I feel like I want to play Green Hill next, if that's okay with you guys. Yeah. We're going to play a song called Green Hill, and I know that 3D have been so kind and played this song a bunch of times. This was the first song that was released from this collection of songs, and it was a song written about living in a share house in Kensington on Ghana country. And it really just celebrates the simple, small things that make up a day when your world becomes quite small, as it did for most of us during, 2020 to 2022-ish. And then that, that beautiful perspective that you get when you go outside or you see a view. And, for us locals, driving down Green Hill Road is kind of an iconic experience, and it still fills me with delight. So yeah, that's what this song's about. I'm just going to have some water for those playing at home, which is all of you. Alrighty.
Sam cuts the bread, Joy pours the water. I wipe the table and put things in order. Joy lights the candle and Sam puts the music on. We speak a language we somehow learned it. I turn the stove off, we nearly burned it. Lucky there's more than one of us keeping guard. And you already know what I'm thinking and feeling. I try to hide it, pretty quickly give it. Sam climbs the ladder and turns the projector on. Coming down Green Hill Road with all four windows down and the air rushing in, we see what we couldn't see before. Sometimes all we need is a little time and space to find perspective. We're not looking for the same things anymore. We hate the clubs but wanna go dancing. We move all the furniture we're barely using. We buy a set of speakers so we can feel the bass. And living in this house, my voice it got deeper. We talk about the hard things, tell each other secrets. This is what I thought my 20s were gonna be like. Coming down Green Hill Road with all four windows down and the air rushing in, we see what we couldn't see before. Sometimes all we need is a little time and space to find perspective. We're not looking for the same things anymore. And the kitchen table brings us together. Condiments and flowers make up the altar. I make a cake and Sam sends a recipe home. And Joe tells a story, the words come out quickly. The pace is a human, and we laugh loudly and upbraid our heads. The petals start to fall. Coming down Green Hill Road with all four windows down and the air rushing in, we see what we couldn't see before. Sometimes all we need is a little time and space to find perspective. We won't hold on to the same things anymore. Let's sit out in the courtyard and watch the smoke rise and disappear as the sky turns from blue to black. I'll do it. There we go. And you don't have to say a single word for me to hear you've changed. And we're not going back. Cool. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Amazing. Green Hill, we heard there.
And that really, really fun instrument you heard at the end.
Which I'm still learning how to play. I apologise to everyone else.
We threw Grace in the deep end, let's be honest, it's not your fault. It's an amazing omnichord and it's very fun. It belongs to Flick. It's a really fun instrument to look at. We'll post a little photo of it onto our Insta stories. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, the arpeginator.
Yes,
Yeah, fantastic.
they are.
So Green Hill, God, I love that song. I really do. But I'm a little bit disappointed because there was a song that was going to be in between Emmylou and Green Hill.
I'm going to come around to it.
Oh,
Yeah,
bless
I'm gonna
you.
come around
Because
to
it's
it.
like my favourite.
Yeah,
All
I just
right.
wasn't quite ready to
Yeah.
play that song yet, so we just...
Cool. I
messed with
thought
the
I'd
set
missed out. Before Green Hill, we heard Emmylou. And look, I just got to pull the string here. Because you said you weren't sure why, like you didn't know why you called it Emmylou.
I mean...
Is there something?
Well, yeah, it's a reference to Emily Harris. And it's
Yeah.
about, I guess a lot of the questions that I am bringing to light in this record is like, how is it going to be a musician moving forward? And I look at amazing artists who have these long careers like Emily Harris, and I think,
Right.
damn, that is how it's done, and that is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So that is the reference. It's very literal. And yeah, I mean, she's an artist that I think everyone in this band would respect and take their hat off to in a heartbeat. So yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And but it's like if you asked Emmylou how, you know, what's she going to say?
She'd probably talk about going to some like mansion in LA and like playing with her friends Dolly Parton and like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all there in the podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'd just keep doing it.
Just keep doing it. 1 foot in front of the other.
That's right, day by day.
All that stuff, hey? Yeah.
We should ask her.
Yeah. And Gillian started us off. Yeah. Fantastic stuff. This lineup, Grace, Django, Kevin, Felicity, Naomi, have you guys been playing together for long?
Yes and no. So I guess Kevin is probably my oldest collaborator in that we played in a band together circa 2011 to 13 called the Transatlantics. And that was a band that like sits very outside of this genre, but we got to know each other and we've been, you know, dear friends. Kev almost feels like a musical family to me because we've played shows together and we toured together and so that's kind of like a weird circle because Kev's actually in this format the most recent member. So this is our second gig with Kev.
Oh wow, okay.
But,
welcome.
Yes. And Flick and I have been playing since about 2018, start of 2018 or maybe end of 17.
Yeah.
Our like first gig together was WOMAD in 2018.
Wow.
And we've been playing since then. And Django and I have been playing together since about 2019, 20-ish. Yeah. Feels like longer. Yeah. And Django and I were playing a lot together duo when this album was written. So Django's parts in this record sort of feel really familiar to me because we sort of wrote the record when we're hanging out a lot.
Right.
Yeah. And then Grace joined us sort of last year, I guess. Yeah. So it's a bit of a combination, but there's a really lovely affinity that we have together and a sense of trust, I think. And it's exciting to now explore this record together.
Grace and Naomi, your voices together, sometimes they're kind of inseparable. It kind of reminds me of sibling harmonies sometimes.
Oh.
Just that sort of
Naomi
close
kind of feels like my older sister, so
that's pretty nice. I'll take that. It's getting, I think the more we do, it's getting easier and easier. And we were just saying before, like, it's really important to have fun when you play music. And so whenever I get nervous, Grace gives me like a little shoulder wiggle and a twinkle in the eye, and I know it's all going to be okay.
Yeah, cool.
And that's deeply comforting to me.
Yeah. Fantastic. Let's hear some more.
Yeah, let's play some more music.
Beautiful. What are we hearing next?
Well, I think we'll go Circles into Warm Water into Breaktooth Park. So these are all three more songs from this forthcoming record, which is entitled In Days Lost, in Spaces Known, which is, again, sort of referencing uncertain times, I guess. Familiarity and the unknown at the same time, multiple realities.
Yeah. It's a wonderful world.
So this is actually currently my favourite song to play and sing, and it's all about the cycles of life and how things come back around and slowly change. I'm just going to tune really, really quickly. Move the body like it's the first and last time here, there, anyway. Moments building. Oh, sorry. I'm going to start again. Yeah, I'm going to start again. For those listening at home, sometimes if you make a mistake, you can like ride through it and it's fine. And sometimes when you make a mistake, you need to regroup and recalibrate. And that is what I'm doing with no shame. And just getting a bit of line of sight on my guitar as well. Alrighty. Move the body like it's the first and last time here, there, anywhere. Moments building on 0 day. There's still time, but it won't stand still. It goes round. Round, round and round, round. Patterns changing, repeating, evolving, the heaving before the subsiding. Push, pull, tension, the giving and taking, the birthing and the dying. It goes round. Round, round and round, round, round and round, round, round and round, round. Circles in and out, out of sight, soft, hard, dark, turns to light. Circles in and out, out of sight, soft, hard, dark, turns to light. Circles in and out, out of sight, soft, hard, dark, turns to light. Yeah, I love playing that song. Thank you, everyone. I'm saying thank you to my band. And thank you for listening as well. But I'm looking at my band and smiling and saying thank you to them for playing that song with me. It's really... I think that song kind of digs down to like the centre of what this new record is about, because I feel like, in a sense, it answers questions, but it still leaves the question hanging in the end, at the end. And a lot of the songs ask questions that don't have answers, which is good, because I think sitting with the unknown is kind of where it's at right now. But it is nice to have like a kind of a sense of resolution, in a sense, or maybe a sense of acceptance or ease. If it's not hope, at least it's going to be acceptance, you know? Yeah.
Speaking of resolution, can I just say something?
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else want to say anything? I'm just rattling away here. They're all looking at me like, no, you can do the talking, and that's okay with me. I guess I would love to say thank you so much, the whole team here at 3D, for making us feel welcome, and it actually sounds really good in here for me. How's it sounding for you guys?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
lovely.
really good.
Yeah, it feels comfy, and we did like a really nice sound check, so thank you to the team, Simon, Anthony and John, and of course to Sandy for hosting us with Flair. I've also known Sandy for a long time, which is really nice and comforting. Like, you've made me coffee and food, and I've seen you play gigs, and you've seen me play gigs since 2011, which is actually quite a bloody long time now, isn't it? Yeah, and to Josh for taking photos and filming for us. It's really nice. It feels, you know, this feels like a bit of a home for us. I should speak for myself. It feels like a bit of a home for me, because I've come in here many times and done interviews, and I'm sure all of my band have as well along the way, yeah. All right. So Django and I are going to play a song now called Warm Water. The band, I'm giving you permission to join us if you feel it. If you do not feel it, that is okay. So whatever happens, happens. So it's a bit of a choose your own adventure moment here. This is a song that we released, was it at the end of last year? Time means nothing to me in this moment, so it was released in the last few months. And there's a beautiful film clip of two beautiful contemporary dancers, and they did the entire film clip improv. I gave them permission to like purposefully not prep it, just to listen to the song and respond to the song in real time. And I'm blown away by the result. It's really beautiful. Yeah. This is Warm Water.
I am a keeper of sentimental things. I have a metal box filled with postcards and photographs, and you may not feel the way that I do. I'll remember for the both of us, and I wear the same clothes, some of them are yours. I drive the same cars, the one that we bought. I've moved house, but you're still in every room. You're the one I look for, listen for, beneath the noise in different forms, and days lost in spaces known. Where we belong, will we belong? make the same bed. It's the one that we made. I wrap all the gifts in the same brown paper. I wash my face the way you showed me how. Warm water, a soft cloth, rosy boil, and gently does it. Warm water, a soft cloth, rosy boil, and gently does it. Warm water, a soft cloth, rosy boil, and gently does it. Gently, gently. You're the one I look for, listening for, beneath the noise in different forms, in days lost in spaces known, where we belong, where we belong. You're the one I look for, listening for, beneath the noise in different forms, in days lost in spaces known, where we belong, where we belong. You're the one I look for, listening for, beneath the noise in different forms, in days lost in spaces known, where we belong, where we belong again. Cool. That one was for you, Sandy. It's funny how people respond to different songs. Do you have that with your music? People respond to sort of. Yeah, they have like a connection to different songs, and
Yeah, and the thing for me with that song is that I don't know if my connection is a very personal thing that you would know nothing about, but it's.
well, isn't that the beauty of songs?
I know that's
right?
that is
everyone
the beautiful
has their own
thing.
narrative. Like,
And it's
you go.
no, sorry, because it is that thing that like it's that beautiful thing where I've got that deep connection in that song, and I'm thinking, Naomi has no idea why I love this song. Like it's not your picture of that song. That's right. It's where the listener gets to own it.
But that's the beauty of like songwriting is that you write the song, but then every listener has the agency to paint their own narrative or feel their own feelings, and then the song belongs to all of us. And it's actually freeing as a songwriter to give that gift away, or like give that offering and let people catch it and hold it and like take care of it with you. Because if you feel like you own a song, then there's like a burden that comes with that, or it feels forced sometimes.
Yeah. It's not. It's realised when someone else makes it theirs. That's how I feel about it, anyway.
That's a nice way of saying it. You should get that on a t-shirt. It's realised when someone else makes it theirs. I like that. Yeah, that one is. I think it touches to such it goes to such an intimate place, like in a really simple way. Someone washing their face and the passing. I guess it's the sharing of like rituals.
Rituals. It's such a ritual song.
Yeah. And we all have our little friggin' weird human rituals, or beautiful, or strange, or really meaningful, or like passing. But I mean, what the heck is life without a ritual? Really,
Yeah, and the face washing thing, and for me, that's my mum had a big purple wash jug and bowl, beautiful old purple wash jug and bowl, and just when I just hear those lines, warm water, a soft cloth, I can just see that wash jug and bowl, and just think of all of Mum's ritualized activity. And Mum was a huge one for ritual.
What was her name?
Denise.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think that brings out a lot of mum like narratives for people. Like of the few people that have revealed to me what it brings out for them.
Yeah.
The word
Yeah.
mother comes through a lot,
Yeah.
which is interesting because that was not the literal reference that I was making, but I think actually acts of caring are maternal or paternal. Like there's that familial or caring or nurturing, that we all crave.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whether we do that for ourselves or if it brings to mind the act of a friend doing it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've listened really hard to that song, and I've realised, and I've gone, this is not about Naomi's mum. It's about my mum.
Yeah. But in a roundabout way, like I think it is about learning to take care of yourself and be your own parent, and whether that's like learning that from a parent or finding it from a friend or finding it within yourself, it is about your mum. So it's okay.
Yeah.
I give you permission. It's about Denise now, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's multiple things for many people. Alrighty. We've got 10 minutes left with you lovely humans at home or in the car or working or whatever little weird rituals you might be participating now as you listen to 3D radio. But we're going to play one more song from this record called Breaktooth Park. And this is, I guess it's a breakup song, and I'm okay with that now. I was really trying to avoid using that turn of phrase for this song, but it's about closing a door and ending a chapter, and in that finding new freedoms again, or like taking back time. And yeah, again, rituals come up for this one as well. So I'm saying rituals in a really beautiful way, not in a creepy culty way, just to clarify. Like I'm saying it with a sort of open eyes and a slight smile on my face, if that helps you get the meaning at home. How are we feeling, band? Do we want to play this one together? Should we just go for it? We haven't really, to be really honest, we haven't actually played this song in a while together, so we'll just feel it out. I guess the thing to remember is that A minor to E minor in the first part of the chorus, and then the A minor to the G in the second part of the chorus. Yeah. Make sense? Yeah, cool. Playing at home. You got us? I'm turning into a weird radio, like a game show host. And I'm just rolling with that kind of weird alter ego that's coming through. Yeah.
What part of the game do you want me to play in this? Any?
You can play the character.
I've never played this one before, so let's just.
There's a groove that comes in from, I think it's the second verse.
Okay.
We sing a little line that goes. Your entry will be. When we did that little arpeggio, then you're in with just a backbeat groove with flick. You got it. Do we all want a music lesson at home? All right. Do you want to do? Oh yeah, I'll bring it in. This is a song called Breaktooth Park. In the park, a throw so hard it hit my mouth and broke my tooth. I tried to laugh. I haven't seen you in a while now. We talk from time to time, it's just not the same, and I'm not surprised. I'll take back the morning, quietly watch the light change, and make myself the tea it'd make for me. Take back
Wow. Thank you so much, guys. So, Breaktooth Park, that's another one from
The new record,
the
yeah.
new album.
Yep.
Is that new album's dropping soon?
Yeah, so it's been in the works for a while. I had a bit of a complication with the distribution company that I was working with, and it was just one of those moments where something kind of went wrong, in inverted commas, but it just gave me permission to actually slow down and take the time that I needed to finish the record with integrity. So I've just slowed everything down so that I can really think about, like, the music's been made, it's been recorded, you know, we've been playing some of the songs live, we're just kind of weaving together the arrangements for the final tunes, and, you know, the artwork's happening, but, you know, there's a tendency in this industry, which, and I don't even like that word, but like we've got to follow these rules and, you know, hit these benchmarks and be productive, but actually I really want to make music that I love and believe in, and then that takes a bit more time than sometimes we give ourselves permission to, you know, to take. So I'm really trying to take that time, and it will hopefully come out this year, if not early next year, and I'm actually really okay with that now.
I love that answer. It's great when you give yourself permission to not have to rush to the end, you know.
Yeah, like, it's just, you know, making music is really expensive. There's a real big cost, and like, it's expensive financially and energetically and emotionally, and, you know, we've played a lot of friggin' gigs, and I'm working nearly full time to pay for it, and I want to be really honest about that. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
And it comes at a cost if you burn out. So we're not going to burn out. We're going to do it slowly, and we're going to do it well, and it will come out when it bloody comes out.
Perfect. Because, you know, you've been doing this since 2013. Let's not burn out just yet, please.
No, and I've done that before. I've learnt my lesson. It's the deadlines are arbitrary.
Yeah.
We do. Cool. Django and I do have a gig on the 12th at the Grace Emily with Laurel. That'll be lovely, and we will play some shows this year. And we're just sort of slowly gearing up to the record launch, and you'll hear about it if you want to hear about it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Look, do we have time for one more? We've got time for one more. Good old.
Yeah.
Good old.
Should we do anything?
Good old Sam's going to let us get
Is that all right?
slip one more in.
Yeah. Cool.
Look, thanks so much for joining us. It's been great, and I've really loved the little kind of insight into the you know, rehearsal side of things.
I know, Kev, you picked up
fantastic.
that last song so
No, it's so
beautifully. You nailed it.
It's really
That was
good.
crazy.
It's really good. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sandy, and thank you again to the whole 3D team for having us. We really, truly, deeply appreciate it, and I'm saying that genuinely with a smile on my face.
It's just it's bliss all round at the moment here. Thank you. All right, last one for Naomi Keyte and band.
And
Thanks.
band, you can play along if you want. This is a tune called Anything by Adrian Lenker, and it's a song we love. It's a cover.
I might just listen if that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You've done your hard work, mate. You listen.
I'm going to enjoy it.
All right, this is Anything.
Staring down the barrel of a hot sun, shining with the sheen of a shotgun. Carol has a little if you need some. Joy has a right if we wanna come. Hanging your jeans with the clothespin. Skin still wet, still on my skin. Mango in your mouth, juice dripping. Shoulder of your shirt sleeve slipping. Christmas Eve with your mother and your sis. Don't wanna fight, but your mother insists. Dog's white teeth slide right from the wrist. Drive to the ear and they put me on risk. Grocery store list, now you get pissed. Unchecked calls and messages. I don't wanna be the owner of your fantasy. I just wanna be a part of your family. I don't wanna talk about anything. I don't wanna talk about anything. I wanna kiss your eyes again. Witness your eyes looking. I don't wanna talk about anyone. I don't wanna talk about anyone. I wanna sleep in your car while you're driving. Lay in your lap when I'm crying. Weren't we the stars in the heaven?
That's the wrong verse.
Circle of pine and red oak. Circle of moss and fire smoke. Fan on the ceiling like a wheel spoke. Push the clutch and I'll pull the choke. Wanna listen to the sound of you blinking. Listen to your hands soothe. Listen to your heart beating. Listen to the way you move. I don't wanna talk about anything. I don't wanna talk about anything. I wanna kiss your eyes again. Witness your eyes looking. I don't wanna talk about anyone. I don't wanna talk about anyone. I wanna sleep in your car while you're driving. Lay in your lap when I'm crying. Weren't we the stars in the heaven? Weren't we the salt in the sea? Dragon in the new old mountain. Didn't you believe in me? You held me the whole way through. When I couldn't say the words like you, I was scared to go, but I wanted to. I was scared to go, but I wanted to. I don't wanna talk about anything. I don't wanna talk about anything. I wanna kiss your eyes again. Witness your eyes looking. I don't wanna talk about anyone. I don't wanna talk about anyone. I wanna sleep in your car while you're driving. Lay in your lap when I'm crying. Sleep in your car while you're driving. Lay in your lap when I'm crying. Sleep in